All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to It's a Vibe Sports. I am Waiver Wire Queen, and we got
Dave over here.
Dave over here out in those Bronx streets. That's right. And today we're going to talk about NFL free agency and all the trades and crazy things that's been going on over the last, 24 hours. Make
Oh,
sure you hit that subscribe button if you are into sports, because that's what we do over here. We got the sports on lock. So Dave, I know you wanted to start off. You excited about what the Niners did. What's your views on that trade? What do you think they're going to do?
well, I'm hoping we definitely traded up for a quarterback. That's what I'm hoping for. But I have a feeling that's what Shanahan really wants. I think he wants to trade up for a quarterback. So I'm liking it. I like what I see, and hopefully we can get. I I'll be happy. I'll be happy with Zach Wilson. If we can get him. I
Yeah, I
don't
was going to ask you who your preference was. So what? So where do you have Wilson at? Where are you ranking him out of those
think.
these young quarterbacks in the draft this year?
I think I think he might. That's how I'm afraid. I think he's gonna go like two or three. You know,
But I mean, y'all moved up, so if he's not gonna go second,
right?
if he does, he shouldn't be going first because I'm thinking Trevor Lawrence is gonna go
We
first.
don't know Trevor Lawrence is going first, so that's
They
why.
gotta draft Trevor Lawrence first. If they don't, then like, are you trying to talk to the are you trying to talk to the Jaguars and talk them into taking somebody else so y'all can take Lawrence?
If Trevor Lawrence don't go first, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. I'll be so shocked. But who got the second pick? Or did the Jets trade up for the second pick?
Well, the Jets, they got the second pick. As of right now, they still have it. We have no clue what I don't know what they're gonna
I
do.
mean, I thought they was gonna trade down. I didn't think they was gonna. They didn't trade their pick, right?
No, not yet. I mean, we don't know what they're gonna do. They have added some pieces in free agency, so maybe they'll keep the pick and either take a quarterback or just add another piece to help Sam Darnold. But they didn't draft him, so he may not be their
I
guy.
hope they're gonna let Zach Wilson fall to us. That'd be great. I would love it. I mean, I'm not
So
expecting nothing the first year, but at least we'll have him.
so would your preference would be Zach Wilson over Justin Fields and Trey Lance and Mac Jones?
I like Justin Fields too, but I think Zach Wilson is gonna end up being a better quarterback. So yeah,
And so I'm taken by all of this. You're saying you're done with Jimmy G, or have you
oh,
always been done? You've always been done with Jimmy G, apparently.
I always said that was a mistake.
You think so?
Yeah, I know. So
Yeah. So isn't this the last year of his contract? So pretty much.
pretty much we done with him anyway. So
So what if they surprise you guys and do something else? Maybe what if they draft a wide receiver? Because their wide receivers, I mean, they got Oyuk and then they got Debo, but I still feel like, hey, there's better wide receivers in this draft that
right,
they can possibly draft at the top
right.
that'll help Jimmy G. But you're also,
I'm all.
according to you, they're done with Jimmy G. So they're going for a quarterback, and your preference would be Wilson.
If we was looking for a wide receiver, we wouldn't have traded up like that. I think we definitely looking for that QB. That's
I mean, I think so too. I was hoping that y'all draft Trevor Lance, Trey Lance, which will help me out. Say I draft him in one of my super flex or one of my dynasty leagues. I throw him in the taxi squad and wait for him to, play. Because I don't think whoever if they draft a quarterback, I don't think they'll start this season. But
right,
definitely next season, if they decide that, okay, this is it for Jimmy. And
right.
then after that, we're just gonna move
I
the young
think
kid in there.
I think it's possible for him to start this year if Jimmy really like plays horribly. Possible, but I doubt it. I think he's gonna like this is gonna be his learning season.
Well, what do you think? Considering he's been hurt pretty much the last two seasons, there is a possibility that if they don't have another quarterback on the roster, that they prefer to be Jimmy's backup and let, say, the rookie they draft sit and watch the whole season, there is potential for that young quarterback to play if Jimmy gets hurt. Because let's face it, he seems to get hurt every season, right?
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, he's a possibility. He could be in there this year.
And we all know you prefer him out. You want him out. You don't even want him to play this year.
Exactly.
So, what are your thoughts on what the Dolphins been doing?
Yeah, the Dolphins. They also looking good.
They moving around. So they traded with the 49ers, moved back, added some more assets, which is good. Then they moved back up, made that trade with Philly. So what do you think they're gonna do when they pick? I think they got the 6th pick. What do you think the Dolphins should do at number 6?
I think they're looking for offensive line.
You think offensive line?
Yeah. I think they're gonna try and prove that running game that they got. That's what I think they're gonna do. What do you think they're gonna do with that pick?
I still feel like, I mean, they can do so many things, because I'm from by them moving back tells me that even though some people are not sold on Tua, they're going with him. They're moving forward with him. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a reason to move back, in my opinion.
Definitely going with Tua.
So I still feel like they can use another weapon at wide receiver, maybe another running back. Although Myles Gaskin played well this season, I still feel like there are some way better running backs in this draft. Not saying that they have to go with a running back at 6. I still feel like at some point they need to add another running back. So they may go offensive line, or they may add another weapon, like moving back up to number 6. Maybe they'll go with Kyle Pitts, because then they'll have they can utilize Pitts all over the field, and you still have Parker. They signed Will Fuller, which was a good signing, and they got Gesicki at tight end. I thought he was gonna take the next step this past season. He played much better, but I was still expecting him to take a bigger leap. So maybe this year. But if I'm them and I'm at 6, I'll either add another piece on the offensive line, or I'm going to add another offensive weapon for Tua, because he needs him. He needs him, in my opinion.
I agree. I think it's either going to be an offensive line or a wide receiver. I think the Dolphins are going to look good next year, actually.
At some point, I still feel like they need to add one more running back. Whether you feel like Gaskin is your guy going forward, I still feel like they need to add someone. Even if he's not the lead, I still feel like you need to add some more to that offensive to the backfield. Not necessarily someone who's going to start over Gaskin, but they got a med too. But I still feel like there's something else that they need in that backfield. And I wouldn't be mad if they was to draft one of the top wide receivers, because it seems like right now, based on today, the top teams are probably going with quarterbacks. So one of those wide receivers definitely going to be there at number 6.
Right.
And this is my thing with Philly. You don't have enough weapons around Hurts. So I understand you don't have a lot going on with your team.
They traded out, right, Philly?
Yeah, they moved back to, I think, 13. My thing is, you need to, I mean, you got to fill out your roster, but I still think they can get a solid offensive weapon at 13, but you're probably not gonna get Chase or Smith at 13. I mean, at 13. If they fall to 13, I'm be surprised.
Right.
So what do you think? What do you think Philly's doing? What do you think they're doing?
I'm wondering myself, what are they doing? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. It tells me that.
I mean, I would like to be on board. Like, I don't see it.
They haven't done a lot in free agency to build around Hurts. So to me, he still has a lot of work that they need to do with him. They signed Joe Flacco. who's gonna back him up. But if he doesn't play well, wouldn't be surprised if he's thrown in there. But at the end of the day, they have to bring in some offensive weapons. They do not have any offensive weapons. I like Miles Sanders, but there's a lot missing there. Hence is why Wentz didn't look good, and Hurts at times he didn't look good. Who you throwing the ball to? You know, I like their tight ends. I think Ertz is not going to be there when the season starts, but you need some wide receivers and you need an offensive line.
Right. I don't know.
So what are your thoughts on the Jets? What are your thoughts on what they've done so far? They spent a whole lot of money.
Yeah. I think they probably either gonna go with a wide receiver with that pick.
At number 2, the Jets.
Yeah. I'm hoping they're not gonna go with QB.
You're just making up stuff because you want to draft Wilson. So you don't want them to draft Wilson, so you want them to draft a damn wide receiver at number 2. Yeah, you know you ain't right. You know daggone well you ain't right out here. You got them drafting a damn wide receiver at number 2.
That's wishful thinking, people.
Because you want these poor Jets to look bad. So, I mean, they've spent a whole lot of money in free agency. They've added some wide receivers. They added Tevin Coleman, which they needed a running back, but to me, he hasn't really been that spectacular for them to assume that he should be their lead back.
Right.
Problem is, we don't know what they're doing, you know?
We got him from the Patriots.
He was on the Niners. He was on your team.
Coleman? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Coleman was on my team. Yeah.
So he was on the Niners, but I mean, he spent most of the time with the Niners hurt. So it's like I felt like there were a lot of guys out there, a lot of them hurt. So I think he'll help them, but as far as them thinking that he's going to be their lead back, he's going to take them to the next level at running back, I don't see that happening. To me, they still need to add another running back, preferably someone who's going to be the lead back.
And you think that's what they're going to go with the draft?
If they was to draft a running back, they would be moving back in the draft. So at 2, I still feel like a quarterback is in play, or a move on back to add more draft picks to pick up somebody else at a better value at, say, I don't know who they may trade with, but like say the Panthers want to jump up over the Niners and draft Wilson, since y'all all sold on him, then that's possible, and they'll still be able to probably get the guy they want, like Kyle Pitts. We all know everybody's high on him. I know you high on him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so him, or they still can add a wide receiver, because I still feel like there's some wide receivers out there who are better than the ones that they sign. The ones that they sign are solid. However, they still have a lot of work to do. I mean, Corey Davis spent most of the time in Tennessee, and for most of that time, he wasn't really producing at that level that they drafted him. Last season, he showed out. So the thing is he going to show out with whoever they have at quarterback? Because we're going to assume that, say, Darnold today is their quarterback, so that's who they'll start the season with. But the question is Darnold going to play well enough to get him the ball?
Right.
Like, so okay, let's get your real assessment. No cheating for the 49ers. Who do you think they're going to take at number 2?
Yeah, I think they're probably going to take Wilson.
Think so?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, well, they could trade Darnold to you guys.
Oh.
But then again, y'all taking somebody at number 3. So if they take Wilson, then you'll be content with Fields.
Yeah, I'll be a Fields fan.
I'm out here rooting for Fields, and I'm rooting for Trey Lance.
Okay.
I'm rooting for those 2 guys. So I wouldn't mind if Fields or Lance went to the Niners. I feel like Shanahan is going to really work with them and help them grow and develop and reach their potential. So if they go to that situation, either one of them go to that situation, I think it'll be perfect for them. Perfect. So, all right. So let's talk about the Patriots. What they spend a whole lot of. Bill came out there throwing them dollars, well, not dollars, throwing $1 million out at everybody. He was like, here you go, here you go. I mean, Bill said, I'm coming back. I can't let Tom win again.
Exactly. Think about it. Look what Brady did without him.
Like, oh, I can't have the Bills on top of the division this year. I think they'll still be on top, but he like, we got the Bills to worry about. We got Miami. Tom won. I look bad. My foot was in my mouth. What are your thoughts on what the Patriots did in free agency, and what do you think they're going to do in the draft?
Well, what number they drafted again?
Where I got them at?
Damn, they spent $159 million.
Yes, they spent a lot of money. Wow. They spent a whole lot. They have they got a lot of draft picks.
Right.
About 10. They always seem to have a lot. Question is, are they gonna draft right? Like they didn't get it right when they draft wide receiver Harry.
Right.
They didn't get that right. They didn't get it right when they got the 2 tight ends this past draft.
Right. To be honest with you, I hope they keep getting it wrong. Can't stand.
Why would you want to see that?
I hate the Patriots.
Ooh, suck it now. Now, why you hate the Patriots? I mean, I guess everybody hates the Patriots. So, what are your thoughts on what they did in free agency?
Well, they spent a lot of money. He's trying to compete. Like I said, he's upset about Brady winning, and he wants to show that he still got it. He wants to show he's still the best coach in the NFL. So let's see if we can make this 159 million team blend together this year.
I got him at 15. So they
really went out there spending, bro.
I like the idea of the 2 tight ends that they signed, Smith and Henry. I was surprised that Tennessee let Smith go. You pretty much developed this young man to take Delaney Walker's place, and then you just said, okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Like, he was solid, but now Bill got him and Henry. I think those are 2 solid tight ends,
right?
Which is going to help Cam Newton out. Re-sign White. They threw a lot of money out there. The wide receivers they signed, I'm like kind of iffy on them. Aguilar. They signed one of your boys from the Niners. I'm not high on the wide receivers they signed, but we got to realize we don't see Cam Newton throwing downfield anyway. So right. I guess that really is not going to matter. But they spend a lot of money on both ends, offense and defense. What do you think? Where do you think they should go in the draft?
I think knowing Belichick, he's probably going to go offensive in the draft. But they seem to not get their draft right every year, so I don't know who's scouting for them. So the question is where they should go in the draft, not where they're gonna go. Now,
so where do you think they should go? Who do you think they should draft?
I mean, I think they need to work on their defense a little more. So if I was them, I would draft defensively. That's just me. Knowing Belichick, he'll probably do opposite. He'll probably go offense. I mean, but they did spend a lot of money.
Yeah, they spend a lot on both sides. Your boy, it was Kendrick Bourne. That's who they signed, the other wide receiver. I think they're gonna be solid this year. I still feel at some point they have to get a quarterback. Cam Newton's not their guy for the future.
You need a USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love.
Oh, my bad.
They need a quarterback. At some point, they're going to have to find a quarterback to build around for the future.
Right.
So I don't know if they're going to try to move up and draft a quarterback. They would have to move up a lot because I don't feel like where they're at, they'll be in a position to draft one.
They're not going to be able to move up that far to get a decent quarterback.
Yeah, not unless you get up high, like high as 4, or if you over jump the Niners and try to move up to 2, but you're gonna have to give up a lot to get to number 2 where the Jets is at. You're gonna have to give up a whole lot. Yeah, and I don't see the Jets moving that far back because that's really far back for them.
12 is far back.
But 15. But
yeah.
that's far, so I don't see that happening. But I really think they did a good job adding pieces. I still feel like they spent a lot of money, but I mean,
wow,
that's on them. What do you think about what the Giants did? They spent a whole lot of money they didn't have. I kept yelling, "Ghetto man, where the hell is the money? Where is the money?" I'm sitting here like, where the money at? Where is it? So what are your thoughts on what the Giants did?
Well, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Keith.
Mm-hmm. We got like bunch of money out of nowhere, out of the air. It just whoop. We went from having like between 6 and 8 million to being able to sign players for a whole lot of money. Woo! Just didn't get it. No clue what they's out here doing, but they did it.
I'm sorry, my daughter driving me crazy.
So what's your thoughts on the Giants?
We was up to the Giants, right?
Yeah.
Right. So who they signed again?
Golladay for 72. John Ross on a 1-year deal, which I'm like, he hasn't done anything. We signed Adoree Jackson, which they gave him $39 million. Tennessee, they didn't even bring him back. You figure that was a first-round draft pick for them a few years ago.
What?
And some other little minor moves. People like Mike Glennon seem to stick around the NFL. As horrible as he is, he continues to find a home. The nerve of the Giants to sign his scrubby butt. I'm beside myself with the Giants. I do think, we needed a wide receiver.
Right.
I was hoping we drafted one, but I like Golladay. We still may draft a wide receiver in the draft. Adoree Jackson, I don't really, know, because he, to me, wasn't really doing that great in Tennessee, but we'll see. Maybe a different system, fresh start. He's fast, so I think if they utilize him in the return game, I think that's going to help us there. But I have to see what he does playing against the Cowboys. You got CeeDee Lamb, Cooper. You got some guys that you're gonna have to be able to shut down or at least keep up with. I don't know if he can do that. But I'm gonna see. And Judge, I trust. Not Aaron Judge, but I trust him. But Joe, I am going to entrust that whatever we doing the right thing. What do you think about the Giants?
Well, hopefully they're doing the wrong thing.
Why? Why you gotta hate?
I can't stand the Giants either. But
low key, love the Giants. Your heart beat for the Giants. Stop acting like that. You act like that.
But I hope they know what they're doing. Jackson, really? They're just giving out money. Let's see.
That's pretty much how it goes. So I'm just gonna go with the Giants are gonna. Honestly, we really still we lost some offensive
I mean,
linemen.
your division is not that strong either. So if you think
Yeah,
about it,
but I think a team like Washington, they have a solid defense. They need to bring in some more DBs, and they've added some pieces on offense. I think they're a quarterback away from really being a solid, consistent team in the NFC East.
oh,
The
okay.
not the Giants, the Cowboys, they need to play, like win. It to me, I'm gonna continue to say they choke because they have so much talent. They continue to pick high with all of that talent. It's like now it's time to produce. You have too much talent to not produce every year. That's
Not
the issue with the Cowboys. Outside of, I don't think they should have went a different direction with their coach, but I don't know anything about that. I'm a mind my business and be quiet. They could have got me. I would have, I could have took on that job. Waiver wire queen out here be the coach. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna watch and see with the Giants. We lost offensive linemen, so they're gonna have to figure that out. And hell, if Kyle Pitts was to fall that far, I'll take him.
Yeah,
he probably won't, but
he'd be a good pick, but I don't think he's gonna fall that far.
If he does, I'll be right there ready to scoop him up.
I bet you would.
And we need some people on defense. We need an edge. If we can do that, I think we'll be solid. We have a different culture in that building with Joe.
Yeah.
So things have changed. I'm still trying to find a way to get Gettleman out somewhere. I'm trying to find a way to push him out the back door and move on from him. So what are your thoughts on the Saints with Drew Brees retiring? Who do you think is going to be their starting quarterback? Is it going to be Hill or is it going to be Jameis?
I thought they was going to trade
Winston.
quarterback, to be honest with you.
Huh?
I thought they was going to trade up for a quarterback, to be honest with you.
I think so.
But it's not looking that way now. But I think they're going to go with Jameson.
Jameson will be the starter? Jameis?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I see that Hill restructured that contract.
1 second. I'm sorry, y'all.
We'll see what they do. Well, while Dave step away, y'all get to be entertained by Waiver Wire Queen. Now I'm going to talk to y'all about my beautiful, lovely Giants. Well, what else? Well, y'all hit that subscribe button. Follow us. The Giants, best team in NFC East. Obviously, but you guys already knew that. I'm glad that Saquon is coming back. I've been watching him. He's working hard to get back to the Saquon Barkley we all know. Hopefully that work out for him. I think this is it season for Daniel Jones, which is why they are adding offensive weapons to see if he's really their guy. I really hope that he's able to cut down on those turnovers this season, because if he can do that, I've watched him make some great plays. I've watched him make some of the throws that some of these quarterbacks are making. I still feel like he's not the guy, but hell, we're gonna see this season if he's the guy.
You still talking about the Saints?
Oh no, I was talking about my lovely Giants while you stepped away, because we might as well talk about the Giants. We talk about the Giants all day, every season.
2 seconds, and she's back to the Giants.
Best team in the NFL. Y'all don't know. Y'all better ask somebody, but don't ask anyone but me. Where Queen let y'all know.
The only thing I loved about the Giants was Lawrence Taylor, and he's gone years ago. So
he out here hating. He out here being a hater. He out here trying to sabotage the Jets so he could draft Wilson.
Yes.
Now, I'll be honest, I watched Trey Lance make some lovely throws during Pro Day. He looked really, really great.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really watch him play too much.
He looked good. He ain't really watched Wilson play much. He just on this Wilson hype.
I watched Wilson and I watched Fields play. They good.
We're gonna see.
But then again, Donald looked good in college too.
It happens, but let's be real. They haven't added any talent around him to see if he can play. I mean, who the hell he throwing the ball to besides my boy Crowder?
That's why I wouldn't mind trying Donald out. I really wouldn't.
I ain't moving all the way that high up to draft Donald. I mean to take Donald in a trade.
Right.
Unless y'all going wide receiver. So what do you think about so you say Winston is gonna be the starter?
Yeah. I think they're
I don't know. I think they're gonna give a open competition. I feel like if
you
they
think they're gonna have what, like in the preseason, you think, or
probably preseason during camp. I feel like if they were so 100% sold on Winston, when Breeze got hurt, he would have been the one started, not Hill. Yeah. I don't really see Hill as a franchise quarterback. I don't see it. I mean,
right.
He's a good all-around football player, but franchise quarterback, that's a different story. I don't see it. Plus, he took some damn touchdowns away from my running back in fantasy, but I ain't even gonna say anything about that. I'm not even gonna go there. So what are your thoughts on Tampa Bay? They've been able to re-sign all of their guys. Tom is in position again.
Right, they're gonna bring the same team back. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be the team to beat. Basically.
So your prediction is they're the team to beat in the NFC.
In the NFC, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Green Bay didn't really do too much. I mean, what?
Yeah, they just re-signed Aaron Jones, and
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I hope my Niners could get it together.
Well, we see what happened. We witnessed what happened to them last year. Meltdown injury, Reveal.
Yes.
I like what Tampa did. Tom took less. Some players took less to stay and keep a team together to win or compete again for a Super Bowl.
I like to see that, because that means that you get that winning mentality. You rather win than worry about the money.
Yeah, I think that teams like the Rams are going to probably perform better on offense because they got Stafford. I think he's a step up over Goff. So I'm looking forward to seeing the defense. They've lost some key players. I still think they're going to be solid because they got their main guys in Ramsey and Donald, my fave, Donald. I think they're going to have something to say about who's coming at an NFC. I think they're going to be better with Stafford. I just feel like he's a step up over Goff, and which is why they traded for him.
Got it.
And Seattle, I think they may have something to say about it, even though I still feel like they haven't really truly addressed the offensive line. No, but they'll still be there because when you got Russell Wilson, you got a chance, So yeah. I think the Niners will have a bounce back season. So there are some teams in the NFC that Tampa's gonna have to look at like, oh, okay. Question is when it's crunch time, when it's down the stretch, when it's all on the line, or do you feel like any of these quarterbacks are gonna outplay Tom?
That's the thing, yeah.
That's the thing, because everybody knows he's the GOAT of football.
Unfortunately. He proved that this year.
I think that the Rams defense is better than Green Bay. So I feel like if it came down to, say, the Rams and then Tampa, I think that would be a really great game just for the defense to see both of those fronts go at it.
Right.
I think it'll be a solid game. We got to realize that Donald was hurt in that game, so he couldn't even play. So the defense just wasn't the same because he's their guy. So I feel like as long as he's healthy on defense, they have a better chance this year because you believe you've addressed quarterback.
Right.
Defense wasn't the issue; it was quarterback to them. So I'm just saying, we're gonna see. What are your thoughts about what Arizona did?
The Cardinals with the free agent signing. You talking about Malcolm Butler?
They picked up AJ Green.
They picked up AJ Green too. Nah, he's not. He's old. Like AJ Green, Butler, like JJ
Got
Watt.
JJ.
JJ Watt, yeah. That was a good signing.
Mm-hmm. I really like him. I hope he can. I hope he can stay healthy this season because the last few years it kind of sucked because
I
he's
mean,
had those injuries. So I'm hoping he'll be all
the
right.
injuries and not only that, people don't understand when you are really good defensive lineman in the NFL, they come for you. Like they triple team you, they double team you, they wear you down, they wear that body down. I think that's what happened to JJ Watt. That's the same thing that happened to what's his name, the Hall of Famer from Green Bay. I used to love him too. Oh man,
I like what they did. Who Reggie White?
Reggie White. Yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah.
when they had such a powerful like defensive lineman, they're gonna come for you, and they came for JJ Watt and they wore his body down. But I think that's gonna be a good signing. I think he still got more in him.
I like what they did. I don't know. I like what they did. I like Hopkins and Kyler Murray. He's their guy. Kenyon Drake moved on to Vegas, so that's a loss. But I feel like Edmonds is ready, and he was ready last year and probably the year before that. So I'm gonna assume that Chase Edmonds is gonna be their lead back, unless they decide they're gonna draft a running back with their pick
Right.
in the draft. Because you still need to add a running back to me. So I would love to see them add another tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Kirk, that's fine. To me, I feel like he's not living up to what they expected out of him. So
Right.
I think they can go either running back or tight end. That would be fine. Because
Right.
I don't really feel like I feel like they can raise the bar with at tight end. So
What you
let's see what they do with that.
right.
Because you already know, like tight end is going to be an important pickup for them. So we'll see. They need one. Maybe they need more than one because I don't. The one they lost Arnold, so we'll see what they're gonna do. You know,
Yeah.
I still feel like there's some teams over them. Like I'll put the Rams, Tampa, Seattle. I put in the 49ers. I put those teams ahead of them and Green Bay. I put those teams ahead of Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what they're gonna do. What are your thoughts on
Chiefs.
the Chiefs? I mean, they added some offensive weapons. They
Yeah,
ain't
the
had no
linemen
yeah.
to protect
They
them. They gotta protect this kid.
they ain't have no money, but they sure found money to throw at those offensive linemen. They lost Sammy Watkins, so I'm gonna assume that I still feel like maybe they'll add another wide receiver in the draft or something,
Right.
or maybe they'll add another offensive lineman. They lost Watkins, but I still feel like they have wide receivers because they use Hardman. Maybe he'll have a more prominent role now that Watkins is gone. They have Robinson, so they
Yeah.
have obviously their guys, Hill and my boy Kelsey. So they have their guys. And they added offensive linemen because we already watched how Mahomes got knocked around in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And that was due,
That's what I was saying. Like the lineman's gonna help out a little bit.
but the key is they gotta be there when it's time. There are the two offensive linemen, they were hurt. So you can't play hurt. But it was still no excuse for them to let him get beat up like that. That was just insane. But it was expected.
Right.
It was expected, in my opinion. So Sammy Watkins signed with the Ravens. Do you really think that's going to improve that passing game out there with Jackson?
I hope so. He needs some help. After that first season, he just went down.
Well, everyone is aware that they're one first team.
Right.
Ingram, they lost him. I think the run game will be fine. They really need to add more wide receivers. Like I don't feel like Sammy Watkins is the answer. Maybe wide receivers just didn't want to go out there. I know they was trying to look at Galladay. He didn't go. He signed with the best team, the Giants. Fuller didn't sign there. To me, you still need a wide receiver. You can't expect to make it to the Super Bowl throwing the ball to Andrew. That's not enough. That's just not it. And you're gonna watch and see that the same thing will happen. You'll get to the state of playoffs, and now your run game is being shut down, but you don't really have many options to as far as the passing game. So
True.
I'm curious to see if their defense is going to take a step back because they've lost a few pieces. So I want to see how they address that, and I think they're going to probably address that first in the draft over wide receiver. I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm just a waiver wire queen. They ain't listening to me. They don't want to listen to me. But I knew that Lamar was going to take a step back because you're not adding anything around him.
Yeah.
You're not. You have to.
That's true.
You simply do. What are your thoughts about Pittsburgh?
Oh man, I feel like them losing I think they lost a lot on defense, giving up, the defensive players that they did. I think it's gonna be hard to replace that. So
yeah, they lost a few pieces on defense. They'll get Bush back. Hopefully this season he'll be healthy. He got hurt, so I'm looking forward to him coming back. Running back, I haven't heard anything about them re-signing Connor. So they're either gonna address. They're more when we think of Pittsburgh, we know that they draft wide receivers well and they're known for defense.
Yeah.
However, you still need to add a running back. I do. So you may see them draft a running back this draft. You may see it.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. They probably gonna draft like a running back.
If they don't, it's always gonna be defense, in my opinion. I just think that they've lost quite a few pieces on defense, so they'll need to address that. I do feel like at some point they're gonna have to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, because Russellberg is only getting older.
Yes, and he gets hurt every season. So
yeah,
he gets hurt for the most part every year. He was playing really well last year. We all watched how great they were, and then they were here and then just whoop and was going down. And once they started going down, they never
came back up.
Or just they went down, and it was just like hard for them to even stop.
Right.
They're gonna have to address that because how many years does Big Ben have left is what you need to ask yourself. We look at players we look at Tom Brady. He's been fortunate enough to not have suffered as many injuries. They have injuries we don't hear about because they don't talk about them.
Yeah.
But outside of that major knee injury he suffered, Tom has pretty much been healthy that we know of.
Right.
Ben's body we know that he's been hurt because he's missed a lot of time. So to me, who's going to be your successor at quarterback? I rather, if I was running an organization, a football team, I'm not waiting for Ben to say, "Hey guys, I'm done." Or at this stage in his career, I'm not letting him make the decision of when we're done with him. I'm identifying my quarterback and I am operating as if I'm a business, and no hard feelings, but
right.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what another thing they really, really need to, whether it's this year or next year, should be this year, because who's to say Ben's coming back next year? You just don't know. Things happen just like that. And then he may decide to retire. I don't think he will, but at some point you want to be in position to say, okay, I'm moving on from you.
Right.
and not you're retiring and now we're like, oh my God, we ain't got a quarterback. Oh my goodness.
Right.
You don't want to wait. As you can see what happened with the Patriots. Had Jimmy G because they thought he was going to be the guy. Moved on for him. Pushed Tom out. Tom's got another ring and he's sitting back like, I got rings, y'all. I got rings for days. I got rings for everybody. So
that's true though. Yeah.
That I don't wait. Kind of like you might as well go with the Green Bay approach. What did they do? They drafted their guy. He sat, and then once they were like, okay, Favre, it's time to go. We're gonna move. This is who we're going with. Obviously, it worked because do you see Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, it was to me, it was worth it. If I can get him on my team, I don't care how old Aaron Rodgers is, because he is still that guy. He is definitely one of the top fives. Let's be real.
Right.
But
I agree.
What do you think is going to happen with Green Bay? Because he's wanting them to commit last year contract.
The thing, yeah.
What do you think they're going to do?
I don't know. I think they're going to give it to him.
They have no choice. I mean, they drafted Jordan Love. He's finally going to back him up this year. He didn't back him up last year, which was surprising to me. But okay, so Aaron Rodgers is getting up there. I still feel like he's healthy enough to where he can play at a high level at the same age as what Tom Brady is playing. So we see quarterbacks playing into their 40s now.
Right.
You just got to protect them. And they've done that. They lost the offensive lineman, dude. So we'll see. But I think they'll re-sign him. It's like you can't let Aaron Rodgers go unless you know that Jordan Love is ready and he is the next Aaron Rodgers. Like you got to know that he is going to be what you thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be when you didn't bring Favre back when that whole situation went down. Right. So because it would be kind of crazy, like they let him go and then you find out that, say, Jordan Love is not that guy.
Right.
So I think they'll have to consider giving him his damn money. Who lets Aaron Rodgers just sit there and the contract is no, we don't do that with Aaron Rodgers. I still think he's gonna be solid. But hell, if they want to let him go, come on out to New York. We got some weapons for you. You got Saquon Barkley over here. I got some wide receivers for you now. Come on out to New York.
Saquon's gonna be hurt again this year.
All right, you better stop hating on my running back, okay?
He's gonna play like 2 games and gone.
My running back hurt is better than any running back on your team now. Healthy. Your running backs is healthy and still not better than my running back with a bum knee. Now, what you got to say about that?
It's all good.
See these Niner fans, y'all Niner fans out there.
I take a semi-good, healthy running back than an unhealthy running back who's great. Not going to be on the field.
Look, let's be real. Y'all used like 18 running backs this past season. Every damn running back came in there was running all over the field. I'm like, it's the system. It's the system. Y'all re-signed Mostert, whatever his name is. He got his contract. He was hurt pretty much the whole season.
Yeah.
And then Wilson came in. Coleman was always hurt. I'm like, God dang, how many running backs y'all got on the roster? I probably had about 10, 15 running backs on the damn roster. But you know daggone well, like I do, and everybody out there in football, your preference would be Saquon over any of those guys. So don't even try it. You better put some respect on my guy, Barkley's name.
We'll see this year.
Oh, yes. He's going to be good to watch. You just watch. Y'all watch and see.
I know I traded him off of my fantasy team. Thank God.
I know. You traded him for a pack of Skittles.
Yes.
I said, oh, hell no.
As long as I got a draft pick for him, I was good. I was like, yeah, get rid of this guy.
And then watch what happened this season when he gonna run all over your team and other teams, and that's gonna be the loss you take in the playoffs in fantasy. And you're gonna be wishing like, oh damn, I wish I had him.
See,
So any takeaways from NFL free agency or the trades or anything that's going on right now before
I think we pretty much touch on
the season starts?
a lot of the important stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for the draft. I cannot wait for the draft. I'm like, I gotta wait all the way to the end of April. It's still March, but I'm excited for the draft only because all the excitement with the young quarterbacks and the young solid wide receivers coming out. I'm excited to see where everyone goes, and I'm hoping that these young guys are put in a position where they have every chance to succeed instead of being drafted into a situation and you may have the talent, but they don't have the pieces around you, so you don't succeed, you fail. I would love to see, like, if you fail and I've built around you, that's just you're just not the guy.
Right.
But I hate when you have talented players and they don't add the proper pieces and you look like you ain't ish, and it's really the organization didn't really do you any favors.
Right.
Like, even if Darnold turned out to be terrible, right now I can't 100% blame him because the Jets have just dropped every damn football in the goddamn country. Every football out there they dropped. They have done that young man no favors by bringing in any true real talent around him.
Right.
And if you don't have anyone to throw the ball to, then who you throwing the ball to, you know?
Exactly.
If you don't have anyone to run the ball with, what are you doing? You know, so I'm not saying I'm a Darnold fan, but I do believe he deserves another opportunity with pieces around him to see if he can perform well. Kind of like what's happening with Wentz. This is his second chance. Like, you have some solid weapons on the Colts. If he don't play well, it's you. It's you.
Yep.
So that's really what I'm excited about, because then once the NFL draft is over, then I can do my fantasy draft and be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy when that draft come on. Woo! You have no clue. I'm ready. I'm trying to send you trades, but you're not even listening. You ain't even listening to any of my offers. Wrong for that.
Nobody wants to give me what I really want.
You want every damn first pick. If you can get every pick in the first round, you're like, yeah, I want to give you this guy who never plays. You got to give me a first. That's how you do. You know you ain't right.
Oh, man.
You're not right. But y'all go on and check out this cool playlist with some fantasy news, because we're in the off season, we're really not. We have dynasty leagues that are all year round. So there are some great players you need to prioritize in trades and in that playlist. And let us know what you think about NFL free agency, any trades that's happened, and let us know who is going to be the second quarterback drafted in the NFL draft. Who is going to be that second guy coming off the board, and where do you think they're going to go?
Yeah.